Hello and a very warm welcome to the Premier Zone. And firstly, I would like to say and start by congratulating Spain on their World Cup win. They've just played in the final of the World Cup in China against Argentina. And many congratulations to the Spanish national basketball team. Great performance, great victory. They were the best team in the tournament, so many congratulations to my Spanish friends here. Let's move on to the football. Let's move on to the Premier League. Interesting weekend post-international break. Let's start with, well, the surprise of the weekend. Normal that there are surprises after the international break. Some teams are not up to their rhythm, get players back late after internationals, got to find the feet again. And that was the problem with Manchester City at Carrow Road, going down 3-2. Guardiola's squad to a very, very well-drilled, well-organised Norwich team managed by Daniel Farke. Fantastic victory from them, from the Canaries. Thoroughly deserved the win. Was no fluke, was not a surprise. Played very industrious, very entertaining. Went on the front foot, didn't defend. They went for it, and they were fully deserved winners in this game. They themselves had many players out, 11 in total, squad players. But still managed to pull out an amazing performance to defeat Manchester City. Big problem for City, no Aymeric Laporte. He's out for 5 months, 6 months, 5 months, out until January, February. He's going to be a big miss. Big miss if looking at this game. City were all over the place at the back. John Stones and Nicolas Otamendi looked very much like strangers. Very nervy backline, lots of mistakes, and that's how most of the goals came for Norwich. Just applying the pressure on the City's backline and caving in. City huffed and puffed towards the end. They brought on Kevin De Bruyne, who came off the bench, made a difference. Got a late goal by Rodri, but wasn't enough, and it was a deserving 3 points for Norwich. City becoming the first team, Norwich becoming the first team to defeat a newly promoted team in Norwich in 25 games since Burnley a few years ago. So a landmark moment for Norwich. Took the lead through Kenny McLean and Todd Cantwell. Were 2-0 up. Aguero, who else from Manchester City, scored his 7th goal of the season. He's joint top scorer with Tammy Abrahams at Chelsea. Timu Puki, 6 goals for the Finnish international. He's fantastic this season and last season. He's the top goal scorer in all the levels since his signing from Bromby on a free. Amazing. Rodri, getting his first goal for the club, but it was for nothing in the end, going down 3-2. That meant that Liverpool had a great chance to get a 5-point lead, and they did. Managed to come back from behind against Newcastle United, winning 3-1, one of those, all-time record fantastic games. Probably one of the greatest games I've ever seen was the 4-3 in 1996 when Liverpool won there. Wasn't 7 goals this time, but there were 4 goals in it. Liverpool winning by 3-1. Great strike by Mané for his first goal. Really great goal. Scored again soon after, and Mo Salah scoring with a great, fantastic back heel from Firmino as a great assist to open the gap. Fantastic. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Probably the assist of the season so far. It was that good. Liverpool looking good. 14 straight victories for the Reds. 5 points clear. Early days, they had a 10-point lead last season. Didn't win the title, but to say that they only lost 1 game last season, they're looking good. They're looking very good. They're looking sharp. They're looking poised. They're looking energised, and they look ready to rumble to Jurgen Klopp's team. That's the top 2. In terms of the other teams, great win for Southampton. Tottenham, I should say. Southampton did win. They won 1-0 away at Bramall Lane at Sheffield United. In terms of the other teams, Tottenham getting a great win. 4-0, thumping 4-0 win. 4 goals in the first half, 2 from Son. One of my favourite players, very underestimated player. Brilliant quality. Manager's dream to be able to play him. 4-0 up at half-time, fantastic. A lot of pressure has been building up on Mauricio Pochettino's team, but they blew Crystal Palace away. And yeah, they're acquitting themselves very well in their new home, and a 4-0 victory for them. My personal favourite game of the weekend was at Molineux. I thought beforehand that this had the look of a really entertaining game, but not this entertaining. 7 goals. Chelsea winning by 5 goals to 2. Fantastic game at Molineux against a very good Wolves side that this season they seem to be struggling. They haven't played the Europa League yet, but that's going to be a big factor for them. Yeah, Chelsea ran riot. They were 3-0 up at the break. Fikayo Tomori, I should say, scoring probably the best goal of the weekend from me. It was a corner, came in, and he was on the edge of the... Well, he wasn't even on the edge of the box bit before that and hit it. First time, curled in, gave Rui Patricio no chance in the Wolverhampton goal. Great strike. 3 minutes later, Tammy Abraham scored, and 7 minutes later would score again. Tammy Abraham acquitting himself very well in the Premier League with Chelsea, making it a hat-trick in the 55th minute. He's the joint top scorer with Sergio Aguero. First player since Cristiano Ronaldo and Dele Alli to get a brace in 3 consecutive matches. Fantastic haul from Tammy Abraham. He goes into the record books again because he scored an own goal in this match, becoming the first ever player to score a hat-trick and score an own goal in the same game. So he had a very eventful day, did Tammy Abraham. Patrice Cutrone scored in the 85th minute to bring it back to 2-4. However, Mason Mount added the gloss at 2-5 at the end. All the Chelsea signings down the years, intercontinental signings, champion signings, foreign players like Zola, Flo, Vialli, Ruud Gullit, Eden Hazard. This new Chelsea, galvanised by the English contingent. All the goals, all 11 goals they've scored this season have all come from English players, and all of them under age of 21 as well. More records from Chelsea. And after that thumping 4-0 defeat they had in their only season, they're looking really, really good at Chelsea. The English players coming to the fore for Frank Lampard, who he knows best with managing those players or overseeing them in the same level as it is with Tammy Abraham when he was at Aston Villa, scoring 25 goals last year. More games. Man United just winning, just about 1-0 against Leicester. A penalty by Marcus Rashford. They've had a lot of problems with penalties this year, but they got the goal this time in the 8th minute. Leicester played very well in this game. They had a lot of good chances from James Maddison and Jamie Vardy. Deserved a draw in my eyes, but they grinded out the win. Big pressure on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, another boss with pressure on him to perform, and that was a big, big win against the Leicester team who have started this season really, really good. Keeping a clean sheet as well, which has been very difficult for Man United over the last few years. So an important victory there for Manchester United, which means the English Premier League table is as follows. Liverpool leading the way with 15 points, 5 wins from 5, goal difference of +11, all positive for the Reds at the moment. Manchester City 5 points behind, goal difference of 10, but with 10 points. Then there's a plethora of teams on 8 points. Tottenham, Manchester United, Leicester, Chelsea, all with 8 points, going down from 3rd place to 6th place. More teams, so many more teams on 7 points, going from 7th all the way to 12th, with Arsenal, Bournemouth, who won just earlier, 3-1 against Everton. Very good win for Bournemouth. Fantastic, Eddie Howe, how he's done and he's managed that team through the years to be a staple Premier League team now. West Ham, Southampton, Everton, Crystal Palace, all on 7 points. We join Norwich City, the only team with 6 points. Made a very good start to life in the Premier League. Burnley, Sheffield United and Brighton are 5 points at the moment. Newcastle just above the relegation zone on 4 points, 17th. And then we've got the bottom 3 at the moment because Watford still haven't played Arsenal as I record this. Aston Villa with 3 points, same as Wolverhampton. Surprise there at the moment. It's early days, but 5 games gone. They're in the bottom 3. It's going to be a tricky test for them this season, juggling the league and the Europa League. And Watford, who've just appointed Quique Sanchez-Flores, are flush bottom with just 1 point. But as I say, they still yet to play Arsenal. And it is, like I say, early days of the Premier League season. More shocks, more surprises, more fantastic goals it's the Premier League in a nutshell. And more to come next week. Leicester City Tottenham next Saturday, 1:30 Spanish time. Recording it from Spain. That'll be a fantastic game, I'm sure. Two good teams there at the moment. Game of the weekend though has to be a week today, 5:30 Spanish time. Chelsea Liverpool, a repeat of the Super Cup that Liverpool won on penalties. This is a much improved Chelsea from even just a month ago, so this is going to be a real big test for Liverpool and their title credentials. If they can go there and win, that puts down a marker to say they really go in seriously for this Premier League. Chelsea are going to cause problems for Liverpool in that game. Heart's telling me a draw. I don't want to sit on the fence too much this season, but I think it'll be a draw, that game. I think it'll be an entertaining match, and I think it'll be a draw in the end. But both teams, go into that game on a high, must admit. So yeah, lots to look forward to in the Premier League, and that's all about it for this week. Hope you've enjoyed the programme. If you've got any suggestions, opinions, or questions, at La Zona Premier, because sometimes I do the channel in Spanish as well. Well, that's all we got time for on La Zona Premier, the Premier League zone for today. My thanks to you for watching. Hope you have a nice week. Champions League is back. Some tasty ties. Paris, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Valencia, Napoli versus Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, Juventus. The big games just keep on coming as we enter the European season. Enjoy those. Enjoy the week, and I'll be back with you next week with more news, reviews and interviews from the Premier League with the Premier League Zone. Thank you very much for joining me, and long live the Premier League.